Today I'll be reading a story from the book Classic Storybook Fables, illustrated by Scott Gustafson. The story I will be reading is the story of the Little Red Hen. One day, the Little Red Hen and her chicks were scratching around the barnyard when they found a few grains of wheat. "Ah," the hen said to her brood, "this is good fortune. If we plant this grain by the end of the summer, we could have a nice little harvest." But she knew that if they wanted to harvest the wheat later, there was work to be done now. So she gathered the grains and asked her friends if they would lend a hand. "Who will help me plant the wheat?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I won't," said the cat. "I won't," said the dog. "I won't," said the duck. "Well, then I will do it myself," said the Little Red Hen. So she found a small patch of open ground and set to work. She hoed and raked and worked the soil until it was ready, and then she planted the grain and watered it. It wasn't long before tiny green shoots were sprouting up through the newly tilled soil. The seeds had begun to grow. All that summer, as the sun shone and the rain fell, those tiny sprouts grew bigger and bigger. At last, they were full-grown plants with golden heads of wheat. "Even more good fortune," said the Little Red Hen. "The time has come to harvest our little patch." "Who will help me harvest the wheat?" she asked. "I won't," said the dog. "I won't," said the cat. "I won't," said the duck. "Well, then I will do it myself," said the Little Red Hen. So she took a sickle and cut the stalks of wheat. When she was done, she gathered them into bundles and left them to dry in the fields. Soon the wheat had dried and was ready to be threshed to separate the edible grains from the straw. "Who will help me thresh the wheat?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I won't," said the dog. "I won't," said the cat. "I won't," said the duck. "Well, then I will do it myself," said the Little Red Hen. So she threshed the wheat and then put the grain into a burlap bag. Now it was time to have the grain ground into flour. "Who will help me take the grain to the mill?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I won't," said the dog. "I won't," said the cat. "I won't," said the duck. "Well, then I will do it myself," said the Little Red Hen. So she loaded the bag of wheat into a wheelbarrow and took it to the mill. There, the miller ground it into fine white flour. "How fortunate we are to have this bag of wonderful flour," said the Little Red Hen to her chicks. "And I know just what to do with it. We should make bread." "Who will help me make the bread?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I won't," said the cat. "I won't," said the dog. "I won't," said the duck. "Well, then I will do it myself," said the Little Red Hen. And to the flour she added milk and eggs, water and salt, a bit of sugar, some fresh butter and yeast. Then she mixed them all together and kneaded the dough carefully. Soon it was ready to be put in a hot oven, where it was baked until it had a golden brown crust. When the finished bread was set out to cool, it filled the air with the most glorious aroma. "Now, who will help me eat the bread?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I will," said the dog. "I will," said the cat. "I will," said the duck. "Well, I wouldn't count on it," said the Little Red Hen. "If you don't share the work, you can't share the bread." Then the Little Red Hen and her chicks sat down to enjoy the delicious, freshly baked bread. And as they ate, they remembered the day, not long ago, when they had the good fortune of finding a few grains of wheat. The end.